Hello, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Now, this morning, June 2nd, 2018, we're looking down on the whiskey section to the bottom shelf, and we're looking at Ancient Age Preferred. Preferred by whom? Well, I don't know. Somebody's buying it. Ancient Age Preferred blended whiskey. Ancient Age was introduced in 1936, although Sazerac, their current owners, says that it was 1946. I have evidence to show very clearly that it was 10 years before they say. So it's not the first time I've run across errors on company websites. Ancient Age Preferred blended whiskey. Carefully blended according to the finest old traditions. Whose traditions? I don't know. They're just the finest and they're old. So this is the Ancient Age Black Label, as opposed to the normal Ancient Age Ecro color label, off-white. 20% straight Kentucky whiskey, 80% spirits distilled from the finest grains, meaning corn. So this product is 20% straight Kentucky whiskey. There is no age statement, so this is aged at least 4 years. What whiskey are they using? Maybe 4-year-old Ancient Age, or very old Barton, which is 4 years exactly. I don't know. They don't say. You're not going to find out. It's coming from, what gives you the phone number? We love to hear from our customers. It's coming from, let's see. Can't find a city. Oh, Frankfort, Kentucky. I thought it was on there. Red on black. Frankfort, Kentucky. That's Buffalo Trace. Okay, so coming from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. And we're going up against a rival company also from Kentucky. Kentucky Gold, Kentucky blended whiskey. Both of these are Kentucky products. They are distilled, blended, and bottled in Kentucky. Neither one of these are the imports. You know what I mean? Stuff coming in from Indiana. From Midwest Grain Products, the old Seagram's distillery. So these are both from my old Kentucky home. A distinctive blend, choice blended whiskey, aged 36 months, with a fancy emblem on the back. Sorry, it's blurry, but it's a bunch of different animals, a deer, a lion. It's just, you know, very regal, a very regal product. And for only $3.99, I believe that's what I paid for the $3.75 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 30, southbound. Hi, Ron, says Valentin George. Hello, Valentin. Okay, well, it's time to roll out the barrel. There's a barrel, and the tap is open, and it's dripping this Kentucky Gold. And this was introduced in 1992. What did I find out about that Kentucky Gold? Well, I found that it was extremely bland, extremely standard, extremely nothing. It had very little going for it, aside from an interesting label and a decent price. This, okay, so AAP, Ancient Age Preferred. This Ancient Age Preferred, I bought it BenQ Liquors, also in Baton Rouge. Interestingly, I bought both of these in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This was on Highway 428. Louisiana Highway 428, westbound, Perkins Road. Louisiana Highway 30, Nicholson Road, Nicholson Drive. Not far from the north gates of Louisiana State University, the Kentucky Gold. So you can go there, buy some Kentucky Gold, keep on going down the road, eastbound. It's really southbound and then east, but it ultimately goes east. And you could stop at the Alex Box Stadium and go watch a Louisiana State University baseball game during the season. Now it's postseason at this time, and they're playing out in Corvallis, Oregon. So right now you would just see an empty a virtually empty campus. You know, you understand, you understand, you understand, you understand, you understand, All right, so, oh, well, this one is much lighter than that one. The one in my left hand is much lighter than the one on my right hand. This one's gold and this one's amber. Oh, okay, so the Ancient Age is much more gold than it is amber, and this one's much more amber than it is gold. And this one looks like Ancient Age bourbon. This one, let me repeat, on air in front of thousands and thousands of viewers. Well, actually, less than 10, but practically thousands, This one looks like the Ancient Age bourbon, which I've finished off, I might add. Okay. All right, I'm so excited. I can't get over it. All right. Not really that excited. I guess the theme with the blended whiskeys, taste challenges, the blended whiskey taste challenges, the theme is really like, let's just get through this. But you see, you don't want to say that because then it hurts the viewership. People say, I don't want to watch a taste challenge where the host is saying, let's just get through this. Help me to get, help me to make it through. I don't want to watch a taste challenge between bland and dull or depressing versus dreary. Or as some viewers say, rot gut. Oh, it's not rot gut. Now, you see, that is very bad prejudice. We don't want to be prejudiced. It says right there on the bottle, the finest grains. Now, they're just doing us a favor and selling it for $7.99 a bottle now. They're talking about how exquisite it is. The Modstrabator says, I'm an alcoholic. Do you mind me watching at 6 a.m.? I would prefer if you went and drank some vegetable juice and went walk a mile, did some exercises, and eat 2 fried eggs, a bit of fried smoked sausage, and some grits with butter, black pepper, and some Tabasco sauce, sopped up by a honey butter biscuit. That's what I would prefer if you did. With lunch, you could have a spinach salad, some mashed potatoes with gravy, Salisbury steak, and some very early June peas with some a dinner roll and butter. And then for supper, you could just have a few, maybe like a few crackers with some hog's head cheese. Very light supper. You want to eat a very light supper at night. And then drink some water and fruit juice. And if you're going to drink at all, just drink maybe 1 or 2 beers a day. That's how you could solve the alcoholism, I think. You look worse than me. Thank you. I cannot drink straight whiskey to enjoy it. I have to dilute it with something. I think a lot of people do that. Okay, on with the beautifulness. Well, let me predict this to you. I'm going to say this to you. I think the Ancient Age is going to be better, and I think I'm going to easily be able to tell them apart, and I think it's using sour mash whiskey in the 20%, and I think that's going to show up. And I think Kentucky Gold's blandness and nothingness is going to shine through, you know, in a bad way, but it's going to shine through. Here we go. Let's go, 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 go. Well, now, how about that? I think I know. Well, I thought I knew. Okay. This one has a more sugary nectar nose. This one here is more corn liquor. Corn, bread, corn. Okay. Now, it should come as no shock to the viewer that these things would be predominantly corn in the nose, because what are they made out of? 80% is grain neutral spirits, which is almost always in America made from corn, yellow corn, pulverized, dried yellow corn, you know, yellow corn grits, distilled, okay, and then they cut it with water, okay. So, and then the straight whiskey is invariably bourbon of some sort, maybe low quality, and the bourbon is 51% corn. So you're looking at an almost all corn product. Do you prefer the smoked types of whiskey, says Valentine? Yes, I surely do. All right. Sweet. It tastes like sweet corn. I mean, with 40% alcohol, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you ever go to the store, buy a can of sweet corn, could be Libby's, Del Monte, Green Giant, could be the store brand, Thrifty Made, Sure Fine, Southern Grocers, whatever, best choice, doesn't matter. Taste the sweet corn. I mean, it's got salt in it, sodium, you know, preserved, but let's factor that out. You know that sweet corn taste. Or you could just buy some corn on the cob, sweet corn, boil it, taste it. You say, oh, well, same thing. Yeah, I know, same principle. Now you see, this one here has a much starker, it's more stark. Try to explain that to you. It's more of a straight corn whiskey taste. And that was what my friend David's complaint was with the Albertsons. He said, it tastes like corn whiskey. Well, essentially that's what it is. So, but then you got 80% grain neutral spirits. That's unaged corn whiskey. Unaged. It's just, they distill it, it's clear as a bell, and bam, they're starting to blend it with stuff. Because it's a base. And they make all kind of things with it. Okay, not just whiskey, all kind of drinks. Okay, but anyway, so there you go. That's why it tasted that way. Now, regular corn whiskey, like if you get straight corn whiskey, you see, which I have a bottle, I need to review it. That's the same principle as what we're dealing with today. But then they put it in a barrel for 2 years. They age it in a wood barrel, but not a charred. See, that's the difference. It's an oak barrel, but it's not charred. And then it's what the U.S. government calls corn whiskey. Now, if they simply have a charred barrel and go 2 years, then it's straight bourbon. So is there a big difference between bourbon whiskey, corn whiskey, and what we're drinking here this morning? Not really. They're very similar. It's just the application given to them, the treatment. Okay. So that's why you're going to find a lot of similarities in the flavor. Now, these are cheap because they're not aged. 80% of the liquid is not aged, and time is money, right? And so they don't have any time involved. So that's not money. So that's why they could sell it for $7.99 a bottle. Or in the case of Heaven Hill, not the Kentucky Gold, I don't really know what that sells for the regular size glass bottle, but $6.19. Or the McCormick $5.99. So the aging is the key, because that is going to tie up the company's barrels. They have to check on them. They got to taste them. That's time. Time is money, and they're going to charge. They're going to bring that over to you. They're going to carry that over to you. So that's a big factor, I think, in the price. Now, you might say, well, like this commentator earlier, you said, well, I don't care about all that because I can't stand it straight anyway. I'm going to do mixed drinks. Well, see, now if you're going to do mixed drinks, you're probably going to come out far ahead just buying the cheapest whiskeys you can find, because they're all pretty good. And it's going to be masked by all the syrup and the sugar and the bitters and whatever you're using. And so why pay deluxe prices for a whiskey you're not even going to be able to taste to a large extent, because it's going to be masked with the all the accoutrements of the mixed drink, right? So do you Jack Daniels is a big player on the whiskey market in Europe. Yeah, well, you're right, I think, and it's a big player worldwide. It's the top selling bourbon in the world. So, oh, I'm sorry, Tennessee whiskey. Still a bourbon, but, you know, marketing, you know, blah, blah, blah. Got to call it, they call it something else because they want to differentiate themselves from every other bourbon, you know, the other bourbon. So that's fine. So I like this one. Don't love it. Don't love it. Could live without it. Wouldn't run out and buy it. Wouldn't turn it down. You know what I mean? I'm indifferent to it. I like it, but I'm indifferent to it. You understand? This one's okay, but I'm even more indifferent to it. And it's got that burn on it. It's got that Heaven Hill burn. It's got that Heaven Hill burn. I think this is Heaven Hill, Kentucky Gold from Heaven Hill. You know, I think that's what it is. Now, a friend of mine, Billy, was drinking that Heaven Hill yesterday. I said, Heaven Hill, I got a bottle. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Heaven Hill. I hope it is. If not, I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. Y'all have to think about me. But still mixed. There is a difference in the taste that I can tell. Oh, okay. 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 I got you. Well, people, I got it wrong. But you see, okay, I get it wrong, but I'm out here. I'm out here live doing it. And it's not faked. I'm not staging it where I know I can like use some little trick where I can get it right every time. I'm not faking it. It's true. So you can call me out and say, you're wrong, you don't know how to taste stuff. And I'm okay, fine. But my counter argument is always, where's your taste challenge? Oh, I don't do it. I can't show my face. I just attack people. I can't show my face. Okay, well, but you know, so do it. Get out there and man up. You know, do your own taste challenges. Okay. All right. I got them mixed up. I'm sorry. Okay. So maybe I would prefer the Kentucky Gold. But I already said I wouldn't go run out and try to buy either one. I wouldn't be like chasing either one because I don't even really like blended whiskey. I mean, it's okay. Seagram 7 is the one I'd buy. It's way better than all the rest, I think. Costs a good deal more, so why wouldn't it be better, you know? But, yeah, these things, I can see why people drink them because they're cheap. They're cheap. They're cheap. That's right. But they're not horrible, like cheap beer, like Rockdale Classic is cheap and it's horrible. You see the difference? Rockdale Classic, not only is it cheap, it's bad. It's not enjoyable. It's nothing good about it. Rockdale Ice, bad, not enjoyable. I hate it. I would not drink it. I despise it. I hate it. I despise it. I hate it. I despise it. I think you get the message. Okay, these I don't hate or despise. I don't really like them. So you're paying a low price and they're kind of average, kind of ho-hum, kind of blah. You can't tell them apart, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We made the point. Now, tomorrow, hopefully, we hope, tomorrow I'm going to try to do Kentucky Gold, which surprised me this morning. Did surprise me. Did better than I thought. Couldn't even tell them apart. Okay. Hey, it's age 3 years against a 4-year-old or older whiskey. So tomorrow we're going to try to do Kentucky Gold against Barton Premium. Barton, American Premium. That's American Premium. It's not from Kentucky. It's blended and bottled in California and Kentucky. It's an old Barton brand from the 1949. So, well, it'll probably be the same result as this morning. Can't really tell them apart. And it's one of those shop price and doesn't really matter. All right, thanks for watching this video production.